Hi, this is TapCat. Welcome back to my ongoing quest to build the ultimate theme park. It's TapCatLand. And you know, after I stopped recording last time, I was, more impressed than ever with this giant robot. And it made me want to really find a way to ramp it up. So I started thinking, what's cooler than one giant robot? Well, arguably two. I also thought about setting up lasers to come out of his eyes and trigger it, when the coaster reaches a certain point. What I ended up deciding to do, because I didn't want two identical robots, is I spent some time creating a green variation. And so they could actually be fighting each other more or less. Now, you can't animate these guys and they're not posable or anything. Believe it or not, it actually took me a good couple of hours just to make this guy green. It's difficult enough because you have to pick, these parts one at a time to change the color. But that's not the hard part. The hard part is that this guy who built this, I have to say, he was an artist. And anyway, he has these colored lights buried inside of here in all kinds of places to give this effect. And so I would dig and dig and dig until I found one, and then I'd have to reassemble. See, a couple of them are out like this. But I had to keep essentially disassembling it and reassembling it until I found them all. Because I would have a mostly green robot with some red tinged areas from those stupid lights. So at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and set that one there. And then the other thing that I did is, and I'll show you because I'm going to do the red one, but I made a bank of laser lights. And so I'm going to put it here just for the moment. But the idea is we're going to set these up to trigger off of the roller coaster. And then we're going to put that assembly inside his visor. So it'll be a little bit like Cyclops from the X-Men movie, except it will not look as impressive. I'm sorry to say the lasers only come out so far. I actually didn't notice this when I first had the idea, but where is it? The original design actually has some lasers, and there they are. So I had to change those out too. So this is about how far out they come. What I was really hoping for is to shoot lasers out and hit the other guy visibly. That would be sick. But alas, it's not to be. But enough blathering. Let's do this. Let me come in here and say edit triggers. We're going to add one. And I think right around the time they get here is fine. It'll crest the hill relatively slowly. And then we're going to do this. So we want to add an object. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe that I have the option of just adding all of these as a single object. Let me try. Yeah, no, it's not going to do it. It's such a shame. Now, I think I'm fine with no delay for any of these. I don't see a reason why we need that. So, yep, there we go. Okay. So what we want to do is let that car go. Okay. Okay, and there they fired off. And what I wanted to make sure of, and it does look like I got all of them. It's not hard to screw that up. Okay, so now, thankfully, this part is much easier. So we're going to move these as a group up here. And this part is a bit of a pain because I have to place them pretty precisely and do a lot of maneuvering. Okay, I think that part is right. So we want to lower it. Okay, I think that's good as far as it goes. Now, unfortunately, we are not done yet. I need to select them again. There's probably a better way to do this. I'm not sure what it is. So it is a little bit of a pain for me to do this the best way that I know how. So now we're going to use this movement. And we're going to tilt it like that. I think that angle is good. I need to make sure it's running parallel to that. Okay. And then what we need to do is bring this down. I don't want to go too far, but the idea is if I'm going to put it here, then I want it to be kind of on the same plane. And I think it is now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, sadly, it did not leave them all selected, which does kind of stink. All right, so we're going to select these again, and we're going to try and do the final placement. So we're going to aim for just inside the visor and try and get it all lined up so that it just literally looks like these are coming out of that bottom faceplate. Okay. I'm going to try that. Okay. So we'll see when it comes when it comes firing out. Come on. Unfortunately, this could take a minute. I was too slow to pause. It did look okay to me, though. It did. But it is a shame, like, the effect is not as dramatic as I would like it to be. You know, like, I wish it really came out and the light was a really strong color and stuff. But unfortunately, it kind of is one of those things where it is what it is, you know. Just out of curiosity, as my prestige went up a little bit, I'm pretty sure it's going to go up more. Now, I can go ahead and make another bank of the red lasers. I don't have one ready, so I would have to make that one from scratch. I also was thinking, by the way, about doing something very different. We have this big area. Now, I could just put, you know, like, I don't know, another giant robot down or whatever. But I was actually toying with the idea of using this for like food or something. I've got this pretty cool thing. Let me show you this. That's not it. Did I get rid of it? I know the problem. It's in here. All right. This should help. Here it is. So it's this giant burger factory, which is kind of amazing. And it would give me both, I think, a boost to prestige for the ride, but also let me put down this enormous thing without chewing up a bunch of space that I can't afford to give up. So what if we put it like right here? It's so trippy. Now, let me make sure that the queue can get out of there. Don't want that one. We don't need it to be wider. Okay, can I just do something like this? Keep it very... Oh, I guess I went too far. No, so it's not... the coaster's not tall enough. All right. Let me try this. Thought I could do this because it is fairly wide or fairly tall. There we go. Because I don't want this to be a long walk. I'm reasonably certain people will not go if it is. Okay, so having done that, and it actually worked, which is kind of cool. Let me go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and build the laser thing. I mean, why not? So let's go to scenery, special effects, and I don't know if it would go under pyrotechnics. The thing was right here, as I remember. Yep, laser red. So now, this is just tricky because you gotta really line these little weasels up together. And I need 2 rows of 10, which is slightly brutal. Don't do this at home, kids. Staring into a laser, not great for your eyes. But I think in this instance, we'll be okay. I don't think I quite got that one. All right, we're halfway there. Whew. Okay. Now, wow, that stupid coaster broke. Hold on. That could be bad. Let me check my work rosters because it's possible that I don't even have this. Yep, that's not good. Okay, we're actually going to do this one from scratch. So let me select that one and that one. And then save it. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come in here. And I'm going to say, yep, inspect it every 10 minutes. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and request a refurbishment since I kind of ran it into the ground. I'm going to do that one too. But I'm also going to say every 10 minutes. All right. Oh, now I need to edit this roster as well. So that was temporary mechanic. So yeah, I don't have this one, and I did have that one. So we're just going to do this. Why am I not getting this? There we go. And we're going to call this sci-fi. Okay. And while I'm at it, let me go ahead and come in here and say every 10 minutes, every 10 minutes, and every 10 minutes. That'll probably help them keep working, and it'll also help keep our mechanics a little bit more engaged maybe than they have been. So where is that guy, by the way? Is he on his way? Because let's see, Coaster 1, that's him. Looks like he's there. Yep, so it'll be working in a second. Back to our regularly scheduled program. So, select those. And you know what? Oh, actually, before I save it as a blueprint, let me zoom in. I always forget that it's going to take the screenshot based on, you know, how the screen looks at that time. So, I don't still have this selected. That's kind of a bummer. There we go. So we're going to call this a new blueprint, and we'll say laser bank red. It's a red bank of lasers. And it's a special effect, which I think is in here. Yep. I was just blind for a second. At least one user tag. I guess I clicked the wrong thing because I thought I did that. Okay. Okay. So now I hate that after I do each thing, I have to select it all over again. Like, all right. So now I guess I can do the whole tag thing again. I kind of want them to fire at different times. So why don't I do this? They don't have to fire like at tremendously, you know, different stages. I'm going to actually do the stupid trigger or the movement thing a little bit later. So let's edit triggers, and we need to add one. And so can I name this? Red lasers. Okay. Green lasers. Now I have to add objects. I should name this episode Selecting Stuff. Or Selecting Lasers, maybe. Apparently I picked one of them twice, but I believe I fixed that essentially. So, okay. We have that. Now, what I do need to do, okay, here's the second trigger. So let's just move it back a little bit. Yep, I'm good with that. And now all we need to do is place these things. So they just, all I'm doing is because I've spaced them a little bit, they just won't fire at the exact same moment. I actually am thinking about adding another effect too, because why not make this as cool as we can? I mean, you know, it would really be amazing if we had the chance to animate the robots and have them like throw punches or something like that. But you know, that's not how it works, and that's okay. But I think we can do some cool stuff even so. All right, so we are going to try and get this one positioned. It's very awkward doing this. You know, I get this 2D view, and you have to make it work in a 3D environment. It's just very difficult, but we're going to try and line it up. I think I didn't bring these close enough to where I ultimately want them though, because that's definitely not helping. All right, let's try this again. There we go. Now at least we're getting close enough to see what's what. And you can tell they are askew. That was pretty cool. So let's just pick them all again and, well, do the fine, hopefully just fine adjustments now. I do think we're getting fairly close. Okay. Now it's showtime. Can we get them under the skin here? Okay. We need it to fire off. No, not quite. My apologies. This should only take a second and then we'll finally have it where we want. And I think we are done with the lasers for a while. I feel like that's very good. See, from up close, it looks really awesome. It's just a shame it won't go all the way over to him. Okay, so here was the thing that I thought about doing is like coming over here and off the same trigger point, putting an explosive down. I probably need a few. But I mean, why not? I don't see any reason not to kind of do it as big as we can. Okay, here's an explosion for sci-fi. So let's put down, crap. Let's put down a few of these at least. They don't need to be like right on top of each other because it might actually have a little bit more presence if they are not. So now what I want to do is go back to edit triggers. We'll edit red lasers. And what we're going to do is we're going to add objects. This is going to have a lot of objects on its trigger. Did I already do that one? Crap. I can't remember. Whoa. Okay. I thought I clicked this. Why is it doing that? That's super annoying. Oh, because I've hit my max. All right, you know what? I'm not going to worry about that. So what I do want to worry about, though, is we want just a short delay after they take their shot because, you know, the laser needs time to get there. And then this unit, it would not explode instantaneously. So nothing long, but just very short. I'm going to delete that last one. There's no point having it in there if it's not going to explode. So, yeah, I hope this is cool. Obviously, I'm spending a lot of time on it, but, you know, one thing I was a little bothered about is I didn't really feel like I had anything in mind that was going to make this part of the park special. I was just going to be, you know, like adding stuff and making it look as good as I can. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, I guess. But I really wanted it to be cool, you know, in its own way. And I don't know. I didn't really think about the giant robot thing until after I saw it, but I think it's so cool. So I thought it would be fun to, you know, do what we can to really make it pop. Okay, now the funny thing is I probably want it pretty close to here. So we'll put it just under the skin of his leg. Yep, that's fine. And after just a little bit more fiddling with the timing, this is what the final product looks like. I wish it would pop just a little bit more from a distance, especially during daylight, but overall, I'm happy with it. And let's see, just out of curiosity, we did bump up our prestige rating a bit. It's not as good as I feel like it should be. I don't know if we're a little farther away from the track with some of this stuff than we should be, but I don't know. I would have thought that two giant robots having a battle, like I've got 40 lasers firing and a bunch of explosions going off. I mean, holy mackerel, what do you want from me? Well, apparently they want more. Now, before we go, let's make sure we take a look at our vendors and all that. So let's see. This guy has a high workload, and that should help him out. This guy as well. And we have some people who are not happy. What do you do? Oh, that's why. Yeah. Okay, well, I tell you what. I may end up just deleting this place. But temporarily, I'll throw that down. Should I even do that? Yeah, for now. It's fine. And that will probably make him happier. What's amazing is that people are still coming to the hot dog vendor. Okay, these two closed down, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm just going to get rid of them. We'll put places in that are more themed, you know, for the area that they go to. So let me come back to my roster. How are the janitors doing? So this guy is very unhappy still. And these guys are also unhappy. So let's do this. I'll give everybody a pay raise. And then on these vendors, see, if I train him again, it's just going to make his workload even lower for what he's capable of. So let me do this. Oh, it's actually the wrong arrow. That's what I meant to do. All right, so hopefully all of that will be sufficient. I do like that gate. That was actually something I had completely forgotten about. I did think about adding a gate. I don't think I have room here. But this could be another trigger. So let's do one more thing. Let me come to... not coasters. I want scenery, I think. Ooh, boy. Is it props? Somewhere there's like a sci-fi... Yep, this is it. Oh, it's going to float. Okay, that's no bueno. How about here? Alright, so it doesn't want to go down, but we can do the things kind of similar to what we did with the lasers, where we, you know, use kind of a fine manipulation. So now that I've lowered it, let's see if we can't straighten it up and make it a little more presentable. Alright, it's still floating a teensy bit, but you know, I think we don't need to go completely bonkers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say activate on trigger. And then over here, we're going to add a trigger. So this will be our third. Oh, okay. I'm not quite sure what all that is. So let's see. When it gets here... Actually, I want it fairly close. Yeah, it's number 6. Add object, this. And I don't think I want a delay, so let's just try it. So the question is, will the door open on cue? When the coaster comes, and people will be like, oh my God, we're going to crash. It's all over. Well, maybe not. Perfect. Perfect. Now, arguably, you know, I could put something like that over here and build walls below it or something, but you know what I'm wondering? Should I delete some of these triggers? Because as far as I know, these aren't doing anything. So this is the gate. All right. Yeah, I must have hit that button without meaning to. Now, I don't know if our thing will keep going up. I would like it to be higher. By the way, what's my track scenery rating is high at least, so that's nice. All right, well, I can probably live with that. We're getting very little action here, but here's what I'm thinking. When we come back, I think we're going to go ahead and do a marketing campaign for teens and adults. We will put more scenery down in here. This was kind of like our big showpiece, so I didn't mind spending a lot of time on it. For the rest of this, I'll probably just plop down stuff that's either from the standard, you know, scenery or things that were in the Steam Workshop. Sorry, for some reason it's not bringing up the complete list, but you get the idea. But right now, we're still not getting enough people here, so you know we want to work on that, obviously. But at any rate, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope we see you next time.